Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente, April 2nd, 2015, and here are some of today's trends in the news. Let's take a look at those Asian markets, how they opened. Asian shares rise on firmer oil prices. Yeah, How about that? Whoop, what happened? Hey, a couple hours later, oil prices are down. How come? They cut a deal with Iran. It looks it. And I have to tell you, I'm all for it. I want peace. If this deal works, I am 100% for it, and I applaud Obama for making it happen. I would say this is the high point of his presidency so far. As I kept saying over the years, you're not going to bomb the Iranians. If you do, it's going to be the beginning of World War III. These are the Persians. They've been around a long time, and they're not going anywhere. So, great that this happens, but let's see how Israel reacts to it. So, it looks like there's a deal in the making. That brought down the oil prices because now the Iranians are going to be able to sell more on the market. And gold, beep, bop, went down a bit, $7. Still playing around that 1,200 mark. And the markets, well, the markets are up a little bit. They're up a little more, down a little more, up a little more. So here they are, not doing much of anything. Shanghai traders now have more than 1 trillion yuan of borrowed cash riding on the world's highest flying stock market. That's right. They're dumping fake dough into this. The outstanding balance of margin debt on the Shanghai Stock Exchange surpassed the 1 trillion yuan mark for the first time on Wednesday, a nearly 4-fold jump from just 12 months ago. The city's benchmark index has surged 86% during that time, more than any of the world's major stock gauges. How come? They may lower interest rates again over there. And the Chinese government is doing their bit on quantitative easing. However you say it in Chinese. That's all that's pumping these markets up. Because when you look at, hey, you see iron ore prices, boom, and the iron ore mining company shares, whoa. You're looking at a slowdown worldwide, and the equity markets are nothing more than global casinos that are being driven up by record amount of cheap money flooding into the markets and historically and hysterically low interest rates like we've never seen before. Give you an example. The first quarter in the Eurozone, stocks are being poof, bop, as the euro goes down. Why? Because of Abenomics. Nope, Dragenomics. Abenomics, Drabenomics, QE2, it's all
bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Nothing more than bullshit. Never done before like this in the history of the world. Part 1 or Part 2. Here's some numbers. The stocks Europe 600 up 16% in the first quarter. Italy's FTSE MIB index up 22%. Germany's DAX, hey, they matched it. They're up 22% as well. The sharpest quarterly gain since 2003. Since January 2012, the DAX has nearly doubled. So the only market that isn't doing great over there is Greece. Hey, what's going on there in Greece? Nothing yet. We will see. My bet is Syriza will sell out. U.S. trade deficit plunges nearly 17% in February. You know why? Both imports and exports sank. It's a slowdown. So the exports are slowing down because they save the rising dollar, and the import prices are going down because of cheaper oil. But the deficit with China set another record high last year, surging 23.9% to $342.6 billion. Disgusting. The companies in America, the retailers, are just selling cheap stuff being made from China and brought in here. I shouldn't say cheap stuff, cheap labor goods that the multinationals are manufacturing there, bringing over here, and you're looking at a trade deficit of some $343 billion a year. Those products should be made here. Put back in place the tariffs and the trade agreements that existed before this that Bill Clinton and Bush and all the others killed. Because what we're looking at in the United States is a decline of the social strata. The people that didn't have good educations, that weren't academically suited to excel in high school or college, had a way into the middle class through manufacturing jobs. They're gone now. And you can see the effects. But no one's talking about it. On to some international news. Hey, you Canadians. Canada's Parliament approves a major expansion of the Mid-East War. That's right. Canadian Special Forces. Don't forget to salute the troops. Support the troops. You love them Special Forces men, huh? Bum, ba, bum. Are now slated to remain in Iraq for an additional 12 months until April 2016, providing advice and assist, in quotes, to support Kurdish militia battling ISIS in Iraq. Yep. We cannot stand on the sidelines, declared Stephen Harper, that little boy who can never get into a fight on his own. We cannot stand on the sidelines. Yeah, we're in Canada, they're over there. And don't forget, they got Canada right in their target. Yeah, they killed somebody last year. No, they didn't. While ISIL continues to promote terrorism in Canada, as well as against our allies and partners, nor can we allow ISIL to have a safe haven in Syria. You know what that is?
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
Hear them sirens? Yep. That's it. Bomb other countries. And when the people attack you for slaughtering their families, you yell out terrorism. And all the stupid people will buy it. Just like they're buying this. Another disgrace of a human being running a country right near us. They all match, don't they? Hey, how about yesterday I talked about the United States giving that dough to the coup leader over there in Egypt, ISIS. Oh, no, Sissy. Sissy, ISIS, Greenberg, iceberg. What's the difference? Yeah, that democracy. Witness to be charged in Egypt, lawyer says Egyptian prosecutors are bringing criminal charges to witnesses who said they saw the police kill an unarmed poet and activist during a demonstration. Yeah, we showed that. How this young woman was shot up by the cops walking down the street protesting. Yep. 17 people, including Ms. Solomon, who's the woman who's represented by this lawyer, are to appear in court on Saturday for trial on charges of demonstrating without a permit, a crime that carries a penalty of up to several years in prison. under the law passed by dun, da, 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 ISIS. No, El-Sisi. Yeah. Our money going to murderous people around the world to support murderous acts. They saw the cops do this, they reported it, and now they're being charged. Sounds like the United States to me. Hey, speaking of the United States, you remember, we ain't going back into Iraq. We're just saving them Yazidis on the mountain. Yeah, all those airstrikes. Over 6,000 killed in Iraq in March. Just yesterday, 94. The place is in total chaos. But why think of how it happened? It makes no difference. Only it was that war. Another war based on another lie. Remember the Maine. Hey, how about that Lusitania? Gulf of Tonkin incident. Afghan war. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al-Qaeda. When you're a member of Murder, Inc., you can make up any lie and any story you want and kill all the people that you want. And then when it comes back to haunt you, they're terrorists, they're militants, they're getting even. Speaking of getting even, that wonderful little war over there in Yemen, civilian toll, now up to 180. That's right. Them Saudis are doing it well, but not alone. No. The United States of America is launching missiles out of their ships, cruise missiles, to hit the targets. No, we're not involved in this. No. Reconnaissance, refueling, intelligence. We don't have to worry about the intelligence. There's no intelligence that the American military or CIA could provide the Saudis that will help them at all. And don't worry about that Iranian deal, by the way. Defense Secretary Asshole Carter says nuclear deal won't preclude a U.S. attack on Iran. One of my jobs, says Asshole, is to make sure all options are on the table. Hey, wow, man, just make that line up. Never heard that one before. What a brilliant guy. Why, I read about how brilliant he is in the New York Times and all the other ones pumping up this Asshole Carter. He said, insisting that U.S. would reserve the right to attack Iran at any time, even if a nuclear deal is reached. Isn't that nice? Even if a nuclear deal is reached. And that war's not going well over there. Houthi rebels take presidential palace in Yemen. Iran calls on EU to play a more active role in ending Saudi aggression on Yemen. Dozens more reported killed as Saudi-led strike hits camp for displaced Yemeni civilians. They're only Yemeni civilians. Who cares? They're not white like us. Have you seen these photos of the ISIS that have taken over refugee camps in Syria that have both Palestinian and Syrian refugees in it? It is horrifying to see. Thousands of people in burnt out, bombed out cities with nowhere to go. People that just look just like me and you. Oh no, they're Yemenis. They're Syrians. They're Palestinians. They don't count. Now, so what else is going on? Big story about what's going on out west in there in California, called emergency drought conditions. Worst drought in 500 years, they're saying, or even longer. Remember, according to reports, the 20th century was one of the wettest on record. And you saw all that boom. Before that, it was a pretty dried out place. And it looks like it's going in that direction again. Is it global warming? Is it climate change? I don't know, but it's real. And you know what I've been saying since I began the Trends Research Institute in 1980, more appropriately around 1985, that I said water and food, clean food, two of the hottest trends. 5 years after I started the Trends Research Institute, those were the two trends that I said were the biggest. And they're right in front of everybody's eyes now. This is just the beginning. And that's the end of Trends in the News for today. This is Gerald Celente. See you tomorrow.